guys, welcome back to Red Travel with me, Steph. This week we're here in the beautiful town of Cove. We're about to go on a historic tour with Cobh Road Train. We're then heading out to Spike Island here. We're going to go on a tour and learn all about the history and the people that make Spike Island so special. We're then hitting the water with Andrew of Ocean Escapes. He's going to take us on a sea safari of Cork Harbour, so we're really excited to go on the tour, and of course we're hoping to meet a few new friends. In the second half of the show, we're heading to the US of A. We're going on a road trip from Napa Valley down to San Francisco. So, welcome to Red Travel. So we're here at the Cove Road Train and it's our first stop, so we're going to get our bearings around Cove today with Martin. So Martin, you're going to take us out on the Cove Road Train. So where are we going to be going?
We'll go about 3/4 mile out the road here, up onto the next level. There's a viewing point up there. We stop there, we tell you all what's on the other side of the harbour. We go back around towards the cathedral and we stop. People have time to have a look around inside. And we bring you back down into here again.
So will we get going and see a few of the spots? We're halfway through our tour in the Cove Road Train, so we're here at the Black Railings. So do you want to fill us in a little bit about the tour that you do here and all the different places that you stop?
Well, it's a family tour, really. We tell a bit of history about the place and the different buildings as we go along, little stories about the different factories and that we had back over the years. And Black Railings here, a very famous spot for the young lovers and that of the town. And we continue on from here then to the cathedral, and we tell you a bit about the cathedral and different buildings as we go along. It's a history of the town and a bit of fun as well.
It's perfect, so for, I suppose, adults that want to learn a bit about the history, but then kids as well would love it. It's very like the Thomas the Tank Engine style of train as well, so it kind of is a win-win for both.
The kids love to spin on the train, and but the adults are amazed when they get offered of the amount of information that is there. If
someone was to come, I suppose, how long does the tour take firstly?
The tour takes 1 hour.
So if you were to book, do you book online or can you book when you arrive here?
You can book online, or there's a phone number on the leaflet and on the ticket. If you ring that number, they take the bookings, and most people would come along and they just buy the ticket on spec and do the tour. Now it's €5 for a child, €8 for an adult, and we do a family ticket of 2 adults up to 4 kids for €20. We have a student rate for €6 and we have a seniors rate of €6 as well.
So will we head on and see a little bit more?
We will, of course.
Perfect. That was so much fun, and now it's time to head over to Spike Island to our next location. For more information, head over to coveroadtrain.ie. So our next location is Spike Island. So we're about to hop on this ferry here behind us, which is going to bring us over, and we're really excited to go meet John, who's going to give us a guided tour. So we better get going before this boat goes without us. Hi John, thanks a million for showing us around today.
No, absolutely, you're very welcome. You're very welcome to Spike Island. We're looking forward to taking you on the 1300-year tour that is Spike Island.
I'm looking forward to it already.
Good stuff.
So John, we just came straight in and first thing we saw was the fortress here behind us. When was the fortress built and what is the history behind it?
Well, it was actually as far back as the late 1700s the first fortress was built, but it wouldn't have been anything like the impressive structure you see here. What we're in now is called Fort Mitchell, and it's one of the largest star-shaped forts in the world. It's a 24-acre fortress, which makes it really impressive in its scale. It was actually built to defend the British Empire from invasion from the French back in the early 1800s, but that quickly became unnecessary, so it moved into other uses soon after.
So we're here in the Victorian prison now. So do you want to fill us in a little bit about the history and when it was used?
Yeah, certainly. This was built in 1847 during the famine years. So many people were being arrested on the mainland for really silly crimes like stealing a loaf of bread, simple things to feed their family. The numbers actually swelled to the unbelievable numbers of 2,300. So at one point this became the largest prison in the entire world during the 1850s. This particular area is actually called the punishment block. That was built in the late 1850s to deal with the more violent offenders.
And do you have any stories from prisoners that were here at the time?
Yeah, certainly. One of the most famous we had was actually Jack in the Box. You probably heard the expression. He was a Liverpudlian who would post himself in a luggage trunk to Cork. En route in the journey, he'd actually jump out of the luggage case and rob all the other passengers' luggage. Now, he did quite well with this for about 3 years before he was discovered. And when he was discovered, he was sent back to Spike Island in a very different box this time. He actually spent 7 years on Spike.
So we're here in the modern prison. What dates was it used to?
It actually opened in 1985 and was used right up until 2004. Wow, so that recently, only 13 years ago did the last prisoners actually leave Spike Island, and it's only in 2010 it was handed back to Cork County Council. It took another 4 years before it opened as a tourist attraction.
So I'm here with Ethan and Donica who are exploring Spike Island today. So what are your favourite things that you saw today?
Probably when we went up to the border wall and we got to see a 6-inch gun. It was called a 6-inch gun. It wasn't 6 inches long. The ammo was 6 inches long. And I actually got to pull the string to fire.
Oh gosh. Hope there was nothing in it.
No.
And how about yourself?
My favourite part was when I saw the dummy. It was really creepy, but thank God he was behind a glass wall.
And that was in the old cells, was it?
Yeah.
Did it scare you?
Kind of, yeah.
Very good.
It was creepy.
And would you come back to Spike Island to explore it?
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And recommend it?
Yeah.
Yes.
So we're coming to the end of our tour here on Spike Island. So we're going to fill you in on everything you need to know if you want to do a tour very like this. So firstly, how do you get here?
We recommend people either get a train into Cove, or if they wanted to drive in, they could also park for free in Cove Cathedral and in the 5-foot-way car park. And our ferries depart from Kennedy Pier, Cove.
Very good. And how often do the ferries go from?
The first one goes at 10:15 and then 11 o'clock and every hour until 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
What are the opening times then for here?
The first ferry you want to come across at 10:15 and then we recommend 3.5 hours for a visit. So if you came across at 11 o'clock, you'd be returning at 1:30.
Then for tickets, so for somebody coming here, or do you do family tickets as well?
We certainly do. We recommend booking online on spikeislandcork.ie to save time. You can also come to our kiosk in Kennedy Pier Cove if you wanted to. We've got adult tickets starting at €18, child is €10, and then a family ticket for 4 is €45.
So we're just finished here in Spike Island and we're about to go out there with Andrew on a Cork sea safari. So we cannot wait. For even more information, head over to spikeislandcork.ie. So we're here with Andrew of Ocean Escapes and we're about to go out on a sea safari now. So what are we going to be doing today?
So the plan today is actually going to head down offshore, head out the harbour. We're going to head out towards Robert's Head, head down along the coast and down along the west coast, out towards Kinsale direction and see what we can see. Generally in the last few days we've had a lot of bottlenose dolphin outside, so with a bit of luck we'll see some of them while we're offshore.
Hopefully, now, fingers crossed.
Well, we got the weather for it anyway, so hopefully the wildlife now to match it will be fantastic. Let's get going.
Brilliant. So Andrew, we came across the coastline there and we're now in Noble Cove. I've only ever seen Noble Cove from the other side, never by the water, so it's really impressive. So if someone was to do this tour, how do they go about booking it?
You can book us either via our website, so you can go to oceanescapes.ie, or you can give us a call and we can kind of tailor any package that would suit you. So depending whether it's a family group that want to come down along the coastline, see some wildlife, see some of the scenery and stuff like that, or whether it be some place you want to go around the harbour, stop off for a few drinks around the place, go for a barbecue, we can tailor any package to suit whatever the customer wants.
I'd say it'd be very popular for hens and stags and
yes,
corporate events too.
We did a lot of hen parties and a lot of stag parties out with us, just because it's something different, and particularly again when the weather is like it is today. We got blue skies and sunshine, you know, we're a better place would you want to be than be out in the water, you know.
And how much would it be? I know you do groups, say, of 10, so if you had a group of 10, how much per person would it be?
So base for a 1 hour trip, which we cover about 20 nautical miles in the 1 hour trip, you'd be looking at about €25 per person based on 10 people. That's one boat. So we can cater up to 25 people at a time between our two boats.
And where can you get on board? So we came from Cove today, but there's other places as well?
So a lot of our work there now will be based in the lower harbour. So we'd collect either from Ahara, Monkstown, Crosshaven, Cove. We can also go up to the city centre.
So we are delighted to see some wildlife here today. It's really amazing. So, thanks a million.
Yeah, no problem. Again, like a lot of times you see a lot of dolphins around here, and so a lot of fin whales and minke whales this time of year. And basking sharks in May, June, as we see a lot of the sharks, you know. So we're very fortunate with the amount of wildlife that we have offshore. Yeah. We're doing a lot of work with the basking shark, with tagging sharks and stuff like that as well. And we've been in contact with them constantly as well. Every time we see a sighting, we'd log it on the GPS, and that gives her a lat long, so it gives her the coordinates as to where the sighting was.
So will we get on the water again?
So we'll keep going west.
Brilliant. It was time to see the dolphins up close. After a fabulous evening on the water, it was time to come in with the sun setting behind us. For more information about all the trips that Andrew does, check out oceanescapes.ie. If you've any top tips or favourite destinations, be sure to share a photo or a video with us over on our Twitter, Instagram or Snapchat at Red Travel Show, and we will pick some of our favourites to feature on the show. This week we wanted to do something a little different, so we took a road trip from Napa Valley to San Francisco. Firstly, we went downtown to Napa to explore and gather a little information about the area, trails and wines. More than 400 wineries are spotted along the fertile soils of the beautiful Napa Valley. We decided to take the road less travelled and took the Silverado Trail. So we're here in Napa Valley in California, and we're going through the Silverado Trail, and we've stopped off in lots of wineries along the way, and we're really enjoying our day of exploring and a little bit of wine tasting. Most people visiting Napa Valley stay on the main Highway 29, but parallel to Highway 29 is the Silverado Trail, a scenic route that travels 29 miles along the eastern edge of Napa Valley. After travelling it and exploring it, we would highly recommend the Silverado Trail. From Napa Valley, we took the road to San Francisco. There's so much to do in San Francisco that I decided to sum it up into my top 5 things to do. Number 1. You can't go to San Francisco and not go to the Golden Gate Bridge. But my tip is to be sure to explore it from the Sausalito side. Number 2. Experience Fisherman's Wharf. It's one of the most scenic waterfront attractions in the world, and you just have to go explore it and experience it for yourself. Number 3. Rent a bike from the bike company Blazing Saddles and cycle across the Golden Gate Bridge. Number 4. Go to the windiest street in the world, Lombard Street. So we're here in San Francisco, and behind me is Lombard Street, the windiest street in the world. It's pretty cool and a very touristy spot. A little tip is to drive around this area, as it's very high up and gives you a real feel for the character of the city and the houses, with each road surrounded by unbelievable views all around. Number 5. The San Francisco cable car system is the world's last manually operated cable car system. So a little tip from us. The cable car takes people on along the way, so don't queue by Fisherman's Wharf. You could be waiting hours. Just simply walk to the next stop and jump on yourself. It'll save yourself a lot of time. To book your flights, I'd highly recommend using Skyscanner to find the best deals. So that's it from us for this week of Red Travel. Coming up next week, we're heading to Kinsale. We're starting the day by tapping into our creative side with Kinsale pottery. I'm then going to be putting my skills of football and golfing into practice and trying foot golf with Foot Golf Cork. I'm then ending the day surfing in Garrettstown with G-Town Surf School. In the second half of the show, we're going to Magic Vacations in Kinsale, where they're going to fill us in on everything you need to know for planning a trip to the place where dreams come true, Walt Disney World. So, see you then. Get peace of mind with low-cost AIG travel insurance plus 10% discount online.